Hello and welcome to all the students around the world who are watching this pre-recording. My name is Aurora Dawn Campbell and I'm joined by Bettina Pickering. Hello, Bettina.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
We're going to take you on a journey to understanding how to gain your professional accreditation status. So you have that all-important differentiator to add to your evidence portfolio with all your certificates, your contract, your insurance, saying to the public, I'm a professional coach, that I really care about you as a client, and I've put myself through independent accreditation. So I'm going to go through a couple of slides. Bettina is also going to do some demonstrations so that you can find out exactly what's happening behind the secure members area and also the accreditation process live on the website. So we have helped coaches and mentors just like you all around the world for 26 years. And we do this through our global platforms. It will become evident when we go into the secure members area. We're the only accreditation body approved by the British Industry Ombudsman. That's quite important to a lot of our members. And as Shirley said, accreditation is very, very powerful because it adds that all-important credibility to your professional status and reassures your clients that not only are you a best-in-class practitioner, but you have been independently assessed and that you've had your evidence portfolio verified and authenticated. So what would you like to add to that, Bettina, in terms of the differentiator between certification and accreditation and why it was important to you?
So what was important to me is that when I did my accreditation, actually I did a spreadsheet. I looked at all the various coaching membership and accreditation and association providers that were on offer. And what I discovered was that a lot of them offered a membership level, which is basically you're certified, you become a member. But that didn't mean anything because actually you're not accredited. The accreditation was a separate path for them. So I wanted to have accreditation because to me, it was really important to not just have a certificate, because you almost get, sadly, you can nowadays get a certificate off the internet. You don't almost have to go on a course. So the thing is, what I wanted is somebody externally that, third party, fully independent, to verify to my clients, and also especially working in the corporate world a lot, to say, yes, this person is accredited, they are a safe practitioner, they have all the complaints procedures, the insurances, the intake forms, the contracts, all of that in place to keep their clients safe, and they coach to a really, really good standard. And the same, obviously, for mentorship as well. So that is difficult with the certificate because a lot of the time, especially if the training provider themselves are not accredited, nobody knows what their level of quality is.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Thank you. So I kind of think of it as the cherry on the cake, but anything at all that's going to help you stand out in what has become a very crowded, noisy digital space. And accreditation is increasingly one of those key things that clients are looking for because it is a step higher than certification. And as Bettina said, it's done by somebody independent. It's a third party. That's where the credibility and gravitas comes from. So we're going to talk you through the 4 levels and the 2 routes to accreditation, and then an added benefit of the client-facing signature program that is only available for our members. So I'm going to ask Bettina now to actually take us straight into the website so that you can see this in practice.
Okay, you should now be seeing my screen here. So what you can see is 4 tiles, and this is exactly how the website shows it. So I'm just going to go up quickly. So there's a lot of wording there, but if you go onto our website, you click on accreditation, and then you go to coach accreditation. And this is exactly where we are at the moment. You can also go to mentor accreditation if you're looking at mentoring, but actually the 2 are pretty much the same layout. So let me scroll down again. So there's a lot of description here and tells you exactly what you need to be looking for. But you get exactly to here, what you see, there's two routes to accreditation. And I'm focusing on the accredited practitioner coach, the basic level, because that is what most people come through at the beginning. Now, the ATPCR, what this means is whoever comes through this, they're actually currently either training with an IAPC&M accredited training provider, or they have in the past. The portfolio route is basically somebody may have coached in company, in the previous employer before, maybe at a university, maybe in the corporate world, or they've done another coach qualification or mentoring qualification in the past with a non-accredited provider. Then this would be the route to go through. We're trying to be as inclusive as possible to offer this to anybody. But as I said, here, the ATPCR is the accredited training provider route. So if you're doing your training with an accredited training provider, then you come through this. The reason for the price difference is the accredited training provider does actually a lot of the work for you. So because they've gone through their own accreditation for their training course, we know exactly how many hours you're training, what the quality of the training is, what's in the training, so the contents, and how many practice hours there are, and so on and so forth. With the portfolio route, we would have to get all that information first in order to actually assess, is this the right quality of training? What gaps might there be? Because this work's already done. So the next step then would be to look at the criteria that you now need to fulfill in order to apply. And you can see again, both are next to each other, so you can decide which one to go for. I will focus on the accredited practitioner coach through an accredited training provider, because that's the simplest one. However, if you've got any questions on this at all, please do contact us via the contact form or send us an email. We're always happy to answer any questions. So you'll see all the qualifying criteria here. At this level, it's not a lot. And this is the thing, we're trying to make it as easy as possible to access. And the great thing is you can start this process as soon as you start training as a coach, which means you can get all the benefits of what the IAPC&M offers while you're going through the coach training. The only thing at the end would be, once you've got your certificate, that is then when you can complete the process. The biggest items that we're asking for is the coach-specific training, which is already covered by your training provider, the coach experience, 60 hours, which is fairly easy to achieve. Most people do it with buddy coaching or friends and family. However, a lot of you will already have paying clients at this point. And we're looking for a coaching log that shows those 60 hours. What you will also then have to do is a capability interview and a live coaching assessment where we assess your coaching skills as they are today. So no extra work required. And we will be asking you to do a self-reflection on skills assessment, which realistically you should be doing anyway after each call, which is really good practice. There are some items that are recommended, not required at this stage. We do recommend them, and if you've got any questions on those, please do ask us as well, because a lot of these are really, really helpful to have in place when you become accredited or on your way to accreditation. So I'm going to stop sharing now to hand over back to Dawn.
If we just clarify, Bettina, I think you said that there was the interview, that there's no interview at practitioner stage. The interview is for senior and above. Okay, so it's a 30-minute interview in the criteria, but no interview at practitioner stage. So if you want to benefit from the faster track reduced fee option, then this is your route, and you will get the discount even when you upgrade. So we're here for the lifelong journey of you. Because you've come through an accredited training provider route, you will always benefit from the discounted route. You don't have to take notes. You'll get a copy of this presentation so you can study the criteria at your leisure. And then you just simply hit the pay button on the page that Bettina showed you. If you need a PayPal invoice or a Stripe invoice for any reason, then you can just ask us, or you might even need a payment plan. We can certainly accommodate that as well. Okay, so once you've hit that payment button, once you've made your selection, because as Bettina said, all your hours count. So even though you're on an entry-level practitioner, coach, or mentor training course, you might think to yourself, well, maybe I was in the forces, or maybe I was working corporately. I have quite a few hours already. You can add those to your existing training hours, and that might mean that you're eligible for senior. So once you've chosen your level and paid for it, it's going to generate a welcome thank you email. And you will have all the information you need in that email to support your accreditation process. So things like a PDF document breaking down every element of the assessment call. We want you to succeed. We're not trying to trick you in any way. We want to support you and provide the information you need so you don't go into your assessment and or your interview blind. So do take the time to read the material that David will be sending you and listen to some of these masterclasses. They're very powerful and great refreshers regardless of the level that you're at. Now, we all know that being assessed, particularly on a voluntary basis, is quite a scary thing to do. We don't have to do it. We're an unregulated market. But going through your accreditation over and above your certification means that you want to stand out as a professional practitioner in our industry. So we have Petra, who is offering tapping to support you. Butterflies are good. Some nerves are good. We just want to make sure they're going in the right way and not sabotaging you. So it might be worth you having a session with Petra as well. And then you'll book your live coaching and or mentoring assessment call. And if you're senior and above, you'll also have an interview. And essentially, you'll finish your evidence portfolio. As Bettina said, you can apply for your accreditation at any stage of your training. You can apply on day one, but you just won't book your assessment call until you've been signed off and got your certificate from your training provider. There would be absolutely no point in you booking your assessment call before that stage. When you do book your assessment call, it's good to know that it's capabilities based. So we're not going to put you through a competencies model. It's not for academics only. We're not looking for a thesis. We're not looking for recordings. You're simply going to deliver a 30-minute, if you're going for practitioner level, a 30-minute live coaching assessment call, which is exactly what you're doing on a day-to-day basis with family, friends, study buddy. And as Bettina said, you've probably got a few paying clients anyway. And then you'll do your self-reflection. So it's part of best practice and it's part of your CPD to maintain that on an ongoing basis. What worked well in the call? What would you do differently next time? And the feedback that you get from your assessor is huge, really, really valuable. It's a massive boost to your confidence. It will also help you, as Anna Therese said, it will help you with spotting any blind spots and what you can do to improve those on an ongoing basis. So once you've achieved all of that, you get your certificate, you get your logo, and we encourage you to share that all over social media. Really shout it from the rooftops that you are now a best-in-class practitioner. Because obviously when you go for your certification, as Bettina said, you're being assessed at this level against all your peers in that training organization. When you go to an independent third party, you're then being assessed at a much more senior level across an international board. So then you'll be invited to upload your profile into the international directory. Now, a good point to note here is if you are at an entry level and perhaps you haven't got the money or you don't want to invest in a website just yet, you don't need other things like business cards, websites, accountants. You know, you're a new practitioner, then use your directory profile as your shop window. It will do everything for you apart from a shopping cart and calendar. So you can upload your videos, your contact details, testimonials, and any programs that you've got. So that's where all the rah and the social media and the blogging that we do and that you do will be driving traffic towards your directory profile. So that's the accreditation process. And if you've got any questions, as Bettina says, use the contact form. We can jump on a Zoom call, have a cuppa, a coffee, tea, and answer any questions. Now we're going to talk about what's the return on investment over and above your all-important accreditation certificate. So you'll get an onboarding document that will help you navigate the website. Every year we produce an annual return investment statement, so you know exactly what you've had. Last year was £16,000 worth of benefits. So if you'd taken advantage of everything we put in front of you, it would have saved you or cost you about £16,000. And we've broken that down into CPD, personal, financial, PR, and so on. So we'll talk about that in much more detail so you can better understand what those benefits and privileges are and how you can use them. And they are communicated each and every week through a weekly bulletin. You get a mid-month advanced masterclass notice. You get an end-of-month summary with all the archives, and you get the annual ROI statement. So you don't need to ever miss an opportunity to learn. And Jo, our member orientation manager, brings all that to life in her monthly drop-in clinic. So she will help you navigate the secure members area. She will also help you find what you're looking for. You might say, well, I want to create a contract. Where do I find a contract? Or I want a discount to create my own website. Where do I find that? She's going to help you answer all those questions so that you can maximize your privileges and really benefit from the secure members area, which Bettina is just going to take us into a deep dive now.
Okay, let me just do that now. Let me share my screen. So hopefully you can see this shortly. There we go. So in our secure members area, so how you get to this, there is actually up here a little login where you would log in. It's where it says log out, it would normally say login. Then you get to the secure members area, and this is where the gold is. So here you have all the different tiles that you've already seen on the slide. So there is so much information here. I will only focus on very few tiles just because otherwise we would be here all day. You've got education, you've got the resources. Dawn already mentioned the directory, which is your shop window. Basically, this is where you would do the submission here. You can even submit a testimonial so people can see all the great work that you've done. We have solution partners there, so I will go actually into education solution partners shortly. Here's the information on the adolescent and child mentoring. There's your member information, and then you also have the opportunity to submit guest blogs here to give you even more exposure. Now let's jump into education and look at what there is. This is absolutely fabulous what's on offer here. So I'm going to go into the business of coaching and mentoring. That is where you actually see something absolutely amazing, because most organizations in this field don't offer that to their accredited members. So what we have here is actually a whole host of items, training, calls, and also documentation for every bit and part of the journey of building your own coaching and mentoring business. This is not just for new coaches or new mentors who haven't got a business yet or want to build a business. This is also for people who've been long in business and want to remind themselves and just get a bit of inspiration for specific topics. So you have things like, how do you even set up your business model? Then you have choosing a niche, you have your client management, and I'll show you one of the areas. For example, what do people normally want? Like, choose a niche. How do you choose a niche? So I'm just going to go into that and show you what's there. So as you can see, how do you choose a niche? There is a lovely video here that you can look at and walk through, and then a bit of information. For a lot of the modules, it's exactly the same. You have a video with lots and lots of information there. And for example, if you wanted to, money and cash flow, I mean, a lot of us, we just want to coach, don't we? Or we just want to mentor and work with clients. What we forget is that all of this stuff needs to be done as well. And this shows you step by step all the things that you might not want to do, but actually you need to know as a coach with your own business or mentor. So all of this is there for you to look at. And Nikki then has a fabulous call on a regular basis that she can actually explain to you. So if you've got any questions or anything that you feel has not been covered, which is, would be quite difficult because there's a lot there. But if there is anything you have a question on, ask her about it. So she provides an additional call to all of this. So I'm going to have a look at now at the next part of it, which is most people are always very interested in, is our solution providers. So solution partners are people that we've worked with the IAPC&M, or we found that our coaches and mentors need to use. So for example, we have insurance providers here, which is always a challenge. There's so many providers out there. One of the ones that we've worked with and that are usually giving us a discount or are very easy to use for coaches and mentors are listed here. So at the moment we've got one of them, and obviously we look on a regular basis to see if there's any others that we would like to, that provide the service that we feel is the right service for our coaches and mentors. For example, there's IT and software solutions in case you need them. So here's one there that you can choose. Usually we have several on there. So VA and admin support, who doesn't need support? So here you go. So there's two to choose from that we have vetted, that we've worked with. And usually, as I say, they will give a discount, which is fantastic as well. Let me just have a look at, so we had coaching, mentoring, support. That's one of them I wanted to highlight. So we have the associate business mentors here for mentors, and we have one here which is called Reciprocoach. So a lot of new coaches are asking about us about this service. So this is an organization that you can sign up with. So Reciprocoach puts you together with another coach, so you can mutually coach each other and actually bring your hours up and actually get extra experience and extra feedback. So it's a really great way to increase your hours if that's what you're looking for, and also to get extra experience if that's what you're looking for. I'm now going to hand over back to Dawn. As I said, very, very briefly, this is a humongous area. There's a lot there, and we could spend days working through that one.
Thank you, Bettina. So that's a whistle-stop tour of what you will find in the Secure Members area, which is always being updated and modified to make it as seamless and user-friendly as possible. Bettina mentioned one of the key areas is the business for coaching model, this 12-step, 12 modular program that Nikki created. And she complements that with her drop-in clinic on the 4th Monday of every month. So you can take your business questions. In the education section, there was also a link for webinars. This is the sort of thing that you will find, the archive of masterclasses, all archived into specific categories. So whether you want coaching tools, or whether you want marketing support, or whether you want mental health and well-being, it's very easy for you to access the masterclasses that you want and create your own CPD program. And there's just a range of some of the discounts that Bettina was talking about. So whether you want to write a book and have it published, whether you need a website, whether you need IT support, whoever's given us a good discount, you will find them in there as well. So another drop-in clinic that we have is very important and complementary to Nikki's is the Fully Booked Coach drop-in clinic. So this is run by John, who is a LinkedIn lead generation expert, and he's the founder of the Fully Booked Coach. So he brings us a monthly drop-in clinic where you can ask all about his program, his proven strategy, and help on how to do better on LinkedIn in particular. We have a book writing course because we believe it's another key differentiator in helping you stand out in a very crowded market. It starts in September and it usually finishes around about October. This is a paid for program, but it is discounted for members so that you too can have your own book. It's a massive opportunity to open doors that wouldn't ordinarily be open to you. It's a client magnet, it's a thank you, it's a competition. You can use it in so many beautiful ways to attract more business. One of those ways is to create a signature program. Once you've written a book, you've got a client signature program, you've got a signature speech, you're more easily quoted by the press, very easy to find. So if you want your program accredited, it doesn't matter what it is, how long it's delivered, what modality, then as a benefit to members only, you can have your program accredited as well as yourself. So if you're a divorce coach or a career coach or a relationship coach, then you can have your program accredited as well. And this is what it looks like. These are two coaches who went on the book writing course, who created their signature program, who created their masterclasses and apps and workbooks. Now they're writing the third book together. But I just share this with you to inspire you of what can be achieved when you are waiting actively, waiting to fill your diary with coaching clients. There's a lot you can do, particularly if you enjoy writing, that will help set you apart in what has become a very noisy digital space. We have a book writing club, a book review club, so you can read more books in less time. And one of our own books is How to Win and Keep Clients. We know that it's more cost effective to keep your existing clients happy than continually spending money on marketing and effort looking for new clients. So this is a very powerful book, particularly for new practitioners. We have an author's interview series. This is an incredible series because not only are these authors sharing with you their writing tips and tools and techniques, they're also sharing the journey to publication and how it shone a light on their business. We have a masterclass series nearly every week. There is a masterclass. There's an opportunity to learn from a best-in-class practitioner. People like Bettina, who are at the top of their tree. They are international bestsellers. They are training providers. They are able to pay it forward and inspire and share with you tools, tips, techniques, and proven strategies for you to achieve your dream business. We have a complimentary supervision group on the first Sunday of every month for those coaches and mentors in the child and adolescent field. We have a weekly meditation, so you can just decompress, get off the hamster wheel and relax, because we need to look after ourselves. We need to walk the walk and talk the talk and really find some ways to nurture ourselves so that we can be fully present for our clients. We have a podcast. This is a great piece of PR. If you want to come on and be interviewed with your client, and then the public can say, oh, I didn't know I could be coached or mentored on a topic like that. So it's a nice little piece of PR for you that gets booked up months in advance. And then all of these privileges sort of culminate once a year into a week-long CPD annual online business building event where the founders, the pioneers, the grandfathers of the industry, they all get invited to come along and share their perspective on the industry and how they grew their business. We have an affiliation program. The ideal is that you'd never pay another annual renewal fee by introducing other people to our community. And then there's a huge amount of support, both personally and professionally, to look after our global international community. And that means we've got a wellness drop-in clinic as well, run by Teresha, because we know it's good to talk. You know, who do we talk to? Supervisors, counselors, they often find that it's mandatory, a part of their CPD, that they have somebody. It's not in the coaching and mentoring field. Bettina's a supervisor, so she's somebody that you can go to as well. We have a growing team of supervisors of people like Bettina offering that support, because we know how important it is to talk about not only your business sessions and your conversations, but also things that you are going through personally. So there's a lot of drop-in clinics and support for you. There's the business side and there's the mental health and well-being. So you are not alone, is what we're saying. So if you're ready to join an international community of professionals, then we're here for you. And our members typically say we're the most caring, sharing, practical, hands-on resource available. So if you want to benefit from 12 months for the price of 12, then you now know what the process is, what are the privileges that you're going to gain access to and benefit from to grow your business, and you know who to contact and who's going to support you. We'd love to welcome you to our community. And yeah, any questions, contact us through the contact page. So any final words, Bettina, please?
I would just say, you know, even if you have any doubts or if you feel might this be for me or not, you know, just give us a shout, you know, do contact us, have the conversation. Because the one thing the IAPC&M is really great at is having that conversation. So you don't have to sit there on your own and wonder, is this for me? Is it not for me? Just have the conversation, and there is no pressure and there is no expectation that you then become accredited or not, but at least we can help you to make that decision. So give us a call, give us an email, fill out the contact form.
Thank you. Yeah, we look forward to speaking to you. We are in the business of having a conversation after all. So that's why I think it's important to do your due diligence and have that conversation before you make your informed choice. So we'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.